There you go. So today we will talk about various kinds of network connectivities that you can do as far as Azure to on-premise is concerned, and then on-premise to maybe Azure, and then VNet to VNet is a point to site and site to site and hybrid and express route. There's so many new jargons that are there. So we will try to understand when should I choose a particular kind of connectivity. Okay. There goes your VPN connection, and we did a VPN connection with point-to-site connectivity. So that is giving me an IPsec tunnel, right? Suitable for hybrid applications. So the point-to-site connectivity that we did with certificates. Hey, by the way, did we do point-to-site connectivity? Point-to-site. I remember we did VNet peering, but how about point-to-site? Did we use certificates to generate a public key and a private key? No.
Now you said like you would be building up some infrastructure and you're getting the public key.
Okay, so we did not do that.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it in the second half of this training. Let's go, not of the training, but today itself. We'll go over this and then we'll talk about that. So when we say VPN connection, it is talking about a point-to-site connectivity. And point-to-site connectivity is primarily for single machines, a couple of machines, 2 or 3 machines that you would like to connect to your um, infrastructure in the cloud. So let's say you have a couple of servers in the cloud and you would like to have connectivity over them, not with public IPs, but with private IPs. That's when you'll go for point-to-site connectivity. So the first bullet point is connect your on-premise network with Azure VNet through IPsec VPN tunnel. Suitable for hybrid applications where the traffic between on-premise and hardware and the cloud is likely to be light. So with point-to-site connectivity, you cannot expect a very high bandwidth because you are leveraging your existing bandwidth from your ISP. And on top of it, you're creating a VPN tunnel. So there you got to balance out between the processing power of the cloud versus the latency. But what are the benefits here? It's quick, very fast to configure. We can do it right now in about like 40-45 minutes. Requires an on-premise VPN device. Now that is required for a site-to-site connectivity. In today's session, when we will be doing a point-to-site connectivity, we do not need an on-premise VPN device. But for site-to-site connectivity, you will definitely need an on-premise VPN device that must not be behind a NAT and that must have a public IP address. So Microsoft says that, okay, we're going to give 99.9 SLA availability for each of the VPN gateways that you create, but that SLA is only for the VPN gateway in the Azure end and not for the ISP's network connection. The bandwidth that you get in site-to-site VPN is 200 Mbps. So if you need more than that, you may have to create multiple VPCs or multiple VNets. You'll create multiple VNets and then split up your workload accordingly. So instead of keeping 5 web servers and just one VNet, you'll keep 3 in one and 2 in another one, and then split up the workloads, because each VNet gateway or a VPN gateway can support a maximum of 200 Mbps, and that will really sound to be really negligible when you have high bandwidth eating up applications. They are like hogging up your entire bandwidth, and 200 Mbps will easily choke up. So that was about site-to-site connectivity. Then you have express route connections. Express route is a private dedicated connection using a third-party connectivity provider. So in express route, you have to contact your ISP, right? You have to contact your ISP and say that, hey, we got our on-premise environment, we also build the cloud infrastructure, and we want very fast speed. 200 Mbps is not sufficient. Can you give me something more than that? Well, definitely express route can give you more than, well, not more than, but something equal to 10 Gbps, right? Private connection extends your on-premise network into Azure. So it's like your extended LAN, but then you'll not have 200 Mbps. You'll definitely have much more than that, which is up to 10 Gbps. Now, you will get 10 Gbps provided your connectivity provider can give it to you. right? Not all connectivity providers can give you 10 Gbps, and provided your routers must be able to support 10 Gbps. Okay, much higher bandwidth available, up to 10 Gbps, depending on the connectivity provider. The second point says it will support dynamic scaling of bandwidth to help reduce cost during periods of low demand. So let's say you've selected and you told the ISP that, hey, I don't want 10 Gbps, but just give me like maybe one Gbps, and you took 1 Gbps speed, but there is definitely high demand during the peak times, maybe from 11 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Till that point, you need a lot of bandwidth, and that 1 Gbps is not sufficient. So the express route can dynamically scale and give you more bandwidth, and then you just pay for what you use. It may allow your organization direct access to national clouds depending on your connectivity provider. Now, who's a national cloud? You'll know by now that Germany has a different cloud, China has a different cloud, US government has a different cloud, because they have certain laws and regulations as far as the data is concerned. The data must not go out of their country, right? So for such people, Express Route gives you an option to connect to your national clouds as well. There is 99.9 SLA across the entire connection. Challenges: Express Route is very complex to set up because it involves communicating with third-party service providers, and the provider is responsible for provisioning of the network connection. It requires high bandwidth routers on your premise as well. Now the question is, you got an express route connectivity from your on-premise to the cloud, and what if express route fails? So you want to have redundant connections. Express route may fail, and what you will do is go for a site-to-site connection plus an express route as well. So that option combines both of these options. So you will have a site-to-site connection plus an express route. So just in case express route fails, you will have your workloads transition or move to VPN or failover. Yeah, just fails over on the site-to-site VPNs. It's very good for applications that have hybrid architecture that needs really high bandwidth of express route, but also it needs that the applications must always be available. The next one is express route plus VPN failover. Right, so that's how it actually looks like. It's not the next one, it's a continuation of that. It's just the picture there. So you see these two routers, this connectivity, this triangle here, it means express route. So you got an express route as your main connection, but then you also have a site-to-site connectivity between your gateway and the VPN gateway, right? So you land up here somewhere in the jump host, and from the jump host you'll then connect to the rest of the servers. What are the benefits? Benefits, as name itself says, that it is express route plus VPN failover. It gives a failover, so you will be failing over to a lower bandwidth. Okay. Challenges: complex to configure. You need to set up both a VPN connection and an express route circuit, so it's going to be expensive. Requires redundant hardware, VPN appliances, and a redundant Azure VPN gateway connection for which you pay the charges. So, of course, you're paying a lot more than that.
Is it an auto switch from express to site to site when in case of failure scenario, or it requires manual intervention?
Right. So it depends on how you configure on your VPN switches. Now I was getting into discussion, is it auto switch or not? So a couple of network guys told me that it can be done as an auto switch provided you configure it on your VPN devices that way.
Okay.
All right. So you got to configure that. By default, it's not. And that's your site-to-site VPN, which is directly connected like that.
We can't simply drag the gateways into the load balancers, network load balancers.
No, we have really advanced into the technology so much, but not to the point where you are thinking. So maybe we have to go there.
Okay.
So that's side-to-side VPN. That's how Express route looks like. Now, people who have a lot of money will, well, let me just show this to you. Okay. People who have a lot of money will go for this. They will have Express route and an Express route where they really don't want to take any risk of bandwidth getting slower, because if you choose a Express route plus a VPN, then they have to compromise on the bandwidth if Express route goes down. So people go for a primary and a secondary Express route. I'll take a step back here. We were here. So what are the components that are required for Express route setup? Like that. So you need local edge routers, Express route circuits, Microsoft edge routers, which are already there with Microsoft, and with your ISPs, you need Azure VNets. How do you create an Express route? Go to the portal, search for Express route, create one Express route, and then you will have the option to select the bandwidth that you are looking for. We'll take a look at them um, in some time. So send the service key. So when you create an Express route, right, you'll get a service key. That is a service key that you gotta send to the service provider. And till that point, you'll have the Express route connectivity in not provision status. Once the service provider has done their due diligence, picked up the service key, and you have the ASN numbers and the BGP attributes, it's all provisioned there. That's when it moves from not provision to provision. There are certain set of providers that Microsoft has tied up with, like in India you have Tata, you have Bharti, you have Sifi, and that's it. But over worldwide they have a lot of connections, so you can take a look at that by just typing in this command in the PowerShell, and that will tell you the list of service providers they are tied up with. So just pick up this command, and I'll put them in the chat as well. There you go. And I got my PowerShell as well. Paste it and execute that. See what we get. We'll get the list of providers. I think I'll get an error message that I'm not logged into my Azure portal, but let's see. All right, there you go. Azure, Azure, and what subscription? Right, subscription. What? Account. A few days I'm not working on Azure, and there you go. You forget everything. Azure, an account. I am doing my labs at who? It's Outlook.com. I think so. I don't know. Let's see. It's Hotmail.com. Yeah, it's Hotmail.com. There you go. Right. Let's see. Now I'll run this the first command. There you go. You got a lot of these. Whole bunch of service providers and the bandwidths that they are providing. Let's just pick up their names. I'll say, hey, give me just names. Don't dump everything. Say, give me names. Okay. Here you go. So you got Zayo, Zayo Group, Vodafone, TELUS, Telstra, and a lot of these people who have, tied up with Microsoft. How many do we have? It's a dollar. Providers equals that. It's a dollar providers dot count. Now let's see. 58 providers. Okay, as on today. This guy is new. I've never seen this. UOLD. UOLD IVEO. Who's that? Which country? Have you heard of it? BR, like Brazil? Okay. All right. So that's what it is. They are the list of providers who tied up with Microsoft to provide express route connectivity from on-premise to cloud. This is something we are aware of. Security considerations. Threats in the application layer can be prevented by a network security appliance that restricts traffic to legitimate resources. So when we start provisioning something in the cloud, we cannot dust our hands and say, hey, Microsoft, it's your responsibility because somebody hacked into my infrastructure. And now you got to have your own application level intrusion detection systems and prevention systems in place so that you can allow and deny the right set of traffic. You add network security appliances between the on-premise network and the provider edge routers. Do not enable a public IP on your virtual machines. That's one of the other security considerations. Use network security groups to ensure that these VMs are not publicly accessible. Another fifth point which I would like to add is always use jump hosts to connect to your production workloads. Testing. How do you ensure express route plus VPN failover? How do you ensure that? Make sure that you connect on-premise to your Azure network. Schedule a call with your ISP and say that, hey, can you stop my express route connectivity right now? Once that is done, you will verify whether the traffic is going to the VNet using the virtual network or from site to site. If that is working fine, establish the express route connectivity and check if the traffic then flows. So we are basically doing a disaster recovery testing here. This one is hub and spoke topology, where on the extreme left-hand side you have your on-premise network. On the right side you have your cloud. In cloud, I have 3 VNets. And keep in mind, I have done VNet peering between the 3 VNets. There is a VNet peering between hub VNet and spoke 1. And there is also a VNet peering between hub VNet and spoke 2. VNet peerings are not transitive in nature. It means that machine in hub VNet, this is a hub VNet right here, this is the name, hub VNet, and this is spoke 1 VNet, this is spoke 2 VNet. Machines in hub VNet can talk to the machines in spoke 1, or rather call them as resources. So resources in hub VNet can talk to the resources in spoke 1. So resources in hub VNet can also speak to the or talk to the resources in spoke 2. But resources in spoke 1 VNet cannot talk to the resources in spoke 2 VNet. This is a non-transitive relationship. We'll have such kind of a design when we have shared resources. So we have a prod environment, a stage environment, and dev environment. For such environments, you do have different set of workloads, but you have a common infrastructure that is being shared by all resources, like intrusion detection systems. Well, we cannot have intrusion detection systems set up for each of these prod and stage environments, isn't it? That will be tough. Well, that's not difficult, but then really takes a lot of money to implement or set that up. You'll have common DHCP services, you'll have common DNS services, common Active Directory. Under that situation, you'll have hub and spoke topologies in Azure. That really saves a lot of money. And then, so like it says, workloads deployed in different environments, such as I have a common DNS, common IDS, common NTP, Active Directory services. In that case, I'll have everything in the hub here in the hub VNet, or maybe on my premise. So this guy talks to him and this guy talks to him. Workloads that do not require connectivity to each other but require access to shared resources. Enterprises that require central control over security aspects such as firewall in the hub as DMZ and segregated management for workloads in the each spoke. So when you want more control over security, that's when you'll go for such a method. Hub VNet and each spoke VNet can be implemented in different resource groups and even in different subscriptions, right? Isn't that great? So you can have hub VNet and the spoke VNet in different resource groups and in different subscriptions as well. So I can have a VNet to VNet communication between your VNet and my VNet, right? That can be done. So that allows for decentralized management of each workflow while sharing services maintained in the hub VNet. What is VNet peering? VNet peering is a non-transitive relationship between two VNets. That means if there's a VNet peering between just a minute. Okay, so when there is a VNet peering between a VNet A and VNet B, and there is also a VNet peering between VNet B and VNet C, that means VNet A and VNet C do not have a trust relationship, right? Or do not have a VNet peering directly. That such kind of peerings are called as non-transitive relationship. There is a limitation to the number of VNet peerings per VNet. You cannot have just unlimited number of VNet peering. Right, so any questions do you have for me on this one before we go ahead and jump into point-to-site VPNs?
You said there is a limitations on VNet peering. Like, is there any number for that?
I don't remember, but let's see how many. So just look at the documentation. VNet peering, yeah, Azure, limitation. What is the limitation? How many VNet peerings can I have? Yeah, restrictions. $200. Maximum number of routes for Azure public peering for express route. So it says 200 VNet peerings. Yay, we got it. VNet peerings per virtual network 10 and 50. What is that? Default limit, maximum limit. Okay, 10. 10 is the limit, soft limit, and maximum you can go up to 50.
Okay.
Amazing. Good question, man. I know Sadiq will chew my brain today. So, so how do we create a point-to-site VPN? Okay, let's go do that. Number one, we create a VNet. Okay. Second, you create a VM in the VNet, right? The objective is to make sure that we RDP to the VM on private IP, not on public IP. Okay. Third one, create subnet gateway, right? Subnet gateway. Fourth one is to create a virtual private gateway. This one takes 45 minutes, right? This one takes 45 minutes. So what we're gonna do is, do we wait for 45 minutes or what do we do? Let's quickly get through this, and maybe we will be exceeding certain time limits today, maybe half an hour or 1 hour extra. Let's see how that goes. You create a virtual private gateway, and then we have to get some certificates, generate certificates, right? And then we have to upload a public certificate to the virtual network gateway and download VPN client. 8, connect to VPN. 9, RDP via private IP. Because so far we did RDP via public IP, isn't it? We don't want to RDP through public because we want to make sure that we connect over private. Okay, this is a step-by-step process. What I have is a detailed documentation as well. Let me quickly pick that up. I don't know what my password is. I typed star a couple of times and it worked. VPN, point to site VPN. So this is a step-by-step thing. Okay, so that's a step-by-step, right? So identify the VNet where your VM is located. Go to the subnets and then create a gateway subnet. Create a virtual network gateway. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes. Then create certificates. How do you create certificates? Step number 1. And then once the certificate is created, you open this certificate with Notepad or Notepad++ and then copy the content and upload to Azure Virtual Network Gateway. You run the second command as well. And we'll ignore this right now. Then we go back to step 3 and check if Virtual Network Gateway is created. If it is created, well, this is something. Go back to step number 3 if Virtual Network Gateway is created. If it is created, then do this. Open the certificate with VNet, upload to Azure Virtual Network Gateway. Download the VPN client, install, that's it. This is exactly what we got to do. And this is something that I'm pasting in the chat right there. So who wants to volunteer? Who wants to volunteer?
Yeah, we can do on my machine.
There you go. There you go. So Asghar is now the presenter.
Anand, I think you have a virtual network gateway already created in your account. Last
Do
time
I
I've seen
have
it.
a virtual network gateway already? If I have it, I think I should have deleted because this has hardly like 500 credits remaining. But let me see if it is already created. I remember I deleted a lot of things. Hey, it's a blank slate. Nothing. Your memory is good, but I've deleted a lot of things. Okay, there you go. Asghar, do you have virtual machines running already? Can you please click on virtual machines, Asghar?
Which one?
Virtual machines.
We'll go to virtual machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a couple of virtual machines running already, and this is fantastic. Let's click on one of them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then let's make a note of the VNet in which this virtual machine is hosted. The VNet is web sr vrg-vnet and the default gateway is default. Okay, let's click on it. Let's click on it.
On the VNet.
Yes, please. Okay, here you will see subnets. Let's click on subnets. Subnet section. On the left hand side, you got subnets. Connected devices subnets. Right. You will have your default subnet over here. Right. Great. Let's create a gateway subnet now. Click on the gateway subnet, please.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Now you will notice that you do not have any option to change the name of the default gateway or gateway subnet. Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the CIDR block of this VPC, of this VNet?
Yeah, it's 10.1.00.
Okay. Let's make it 10.1.5.0/28.
10.1.5.0/28.
28 is enough. Yeah, small
Okay.
network. Tab and say okay.
Yeah, it's giving some. It's Azure reserved address. Something.
Address space
Subnet is not
10.1.0. Can you make it 10.2 10.250/28? 10.2.5.
I think it should be 10.1.
Can we close it? Can we close it? I think there's a problem with this VPC side. Yeah, okay. Then address space. Let's click on address space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Can you click on 10.10/24 and remove the /24, make it /16 and save it?
Yeah, correct.
If it works, that's great. Awesome. Let's go to subnets now and do the same, attempt to do the same thing. All right. /28.
Okay. 1.5.0/28.
Uh-huh. Save it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Done. We got the gateway.
Awesome. Let's close it. If you got it, let's close it. Now let's click on overview. I just want to know in which geographical location this VNet is in. So this is in East US. Do you see that small arrow there? This small arrow on the bottom left hand side, not that one. Bottom left hand side, like a that looks like an Accenture icon. Yeah, Accenture logo. Click on it and try to find virtual network gateway there. Yeah, click on it. Virtual network gateway.
Yes.
All right, create virtual network gateway. Okay, please give it a name.
Okay.
Okay, can you scroll on the left side so that we can see a little bit more of virtual network gateway? Awesome, this looks beautiful.
Right.
Okay, so do you want to create a VPN or an express route? Well, we want to create a VPN, right? And for all point to site
VPN.
connectivities,
Yes.
we'll be using route based. If it is a site based and express route, you'll be using policy based. And you want to, write your own routes, then it is policy based. Okay, SKU. Now SKU defines the bandwidth, right? SKU defines the um, bandwidth of the connection. How much of bandwidth are you looking for? That's what they tell you. So in the drop down menu, you will see VPN gateway 1, VPN gateway 2. You'll see a lot of these options, right? So they are SKUs, and each
Right.
one of them will give you a certain level of bandwidth and certain speed. So I can say that VPN GW1 will give up to 650 Mbps. VPN gateway 2 gives you 1 Gbps. Gateway 3 gives you 1.25 Gbps. So depending on how much we need for that application, we'll select one. In this case, let's select basic. Basic is giving me 100 Mbps. So for my test environments, that's good enough. 100 Mbps for my basic. Now select the virtual network. Click on it and it will list all the, wow, we got nothing. All right, because in the location you got South Central US. So let's go down to the bottom location. Let's select East US. That's it, East US. Now
Right.
close the virtual network. Close the, yeah, that's it. You know what to do. Awesome. Click on it.
Yes, we got.
Hmm. And do you want to give a public IP address to an endpoint? Of course, yes, we want to give. Select that and give it a name. Say okay. Create new. Okay. Create it. Say okay and create. Now you see the banner there that says provisioning a virtual network gateway may take up to 45 minutes. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to take time. So not that you're going to just sit and maybe you can watch a short film. What do you say? Now, let's go and make some certificates, okay? Because we are done with a couple of
Right.
steps. So we got to get the certificate from somewhere, right? We can either get the certificate or maybe buy the certificate from um, VeriSign or Google or somewhere, right? But then we can also use self-signed certificates, right? So what I can do is just Google for a small tool called as MakeCert, makecert.exe, and then there is a link out there which I'm gonna post it in the chat right now. Okay, chat. There you go. Please go ahead and click on that. Scroll down to the bottom, somewhere in the middle, and there will be a link to download this tool called makecert.exe. Scroll down further, please. The reason why we gotta download this tool is because otherwise it is you have to download the whole. Yeah, stop right there. Yes, you have to download the Windows Development Kit, and that's gonna take a lot more time. This is much quicker because it just gives me what I need rather than downloading the entire development kit. Right? View downloads and open to a folder and keep it somewhere in a safe location.
Okay.
Right. Zip it and keep it in a folder. And now you gotta um, now you have to go to your command prompt
Okay. Go to command prompt.
and navigate to the folder where you have makecert.exe.
Mhm. Right. I have it here.
Awesome. Do a dir, dir. Okay, you got it there. Okay. Awesome. So in the list of step-by-step documentation that I sent in the chat, you have this command makecert.exe something.
Yes.
Yeah, let's pick up and copy paste. Do our favorite activity, copy and paste. I did a lot of that in my college. All right. Mixer.exe, Azure. Okay. We picked up the second one. We have to pick up the first one. So it's like writing the right
Okay. This is
answer
the
for the right
command to.
question. So, so you picked up the wrong command. There are two commands there.
Right. Command one. Okay.
Amazing. Okay, let's hit enter. On the count of three. One, two, three. You did it before that, Asgar. I was cheating. Okay. So your
Yeah.
certificate is created. So if you go back to the folder on your desktop,
Mhm.
make cert, you'll have the certificate ready for you. All right, see? It's there.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. You'll also see the certificate in your cert store. Let's go back to the command and type certmgr.msc and hit enter. Expand personnel, and then I click on certificates. On the right side, you will see your certificate, which is Azure VPN root certificate, right? Perfect, isn't it?
Right.
Let's export this. Let's export this. Right click on this one and then all tasks. Nope, all tasks, and then export. Now this is a public key, and we want to export the public key. Say next. It gives you two options. Yes, export the private key or export the public key. The second one, which says no, do not export the private key, it really means exporting the public key, which is good. So say next, and select the second radio button, which will give me the better look and feel of the text file, and say next again, and then browse it to a text file, browse it somewhere and save it. Yeah, next and save it, please.
Export was successful.
Awesome. Let's close it. We don't need this. And yeah. Okay, we're done. Amazing. So let's double click on that file which we exported. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have this, right? Can you open it with a notepad or something? Right click, open with notepad. Or even IE is also okay.
Yeah, I opened with Notepad.
Awesome. So we have to copy this and paste it in virtual private gateway. Copy the second line till the second last line. So we do not have to copy the begin certificate, and that's it. Got it. Copy all of that, please.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go back to Azure portal and see what's going on there. Let's refresh this. It looks like your virtual private gateway is still getting created. Can you refresh it? Click on the refresh button, please.
Yeah, we got it.
Click on it, please. Then one of the option in the settings is point to site configuration. Click on that under settings. Now this is where we
Yeah,
have to keep the certificate. This is where you have to keep the certificate, right? Under root certificate, you see name and public certificate data. Give a name to it. Click on name and type something like Azure cert or something. Just anything.
Okay.
All right. On the yes, so can you paste it? Do a Control V there. Awesome. In the address pool, let's type some cider block, which is 192.160.30.0/24.
Okay. /24.
Right. What does that mean? It means that when you actually connect, the slash is incorrect. Slash the other slash, yeah. So when you actually connect to VPN, you will be getting an IP from this range, 192.168.30.1, 30.2. You'll get this range. Anything less than that is not allowed. 192.168.30.0/16/8/20 something is not allowed. Okay. And we're done with this actually. All you have to do is save it as soon as it is created. Once it is
Failed to
created,
save.
it will fail to save because it did not create. They're still
Yeah.
creating it. Remember the 45 minutes thing?
Yes, we have to wait for that.
Right. All right. So while it's going on, let's close it. Okay. Now don't close this, but open a new tab and go to portal.azure.com. So we'll take a look at Express Route.
Okay.
Once you're done, let's click on More Services in the bottom left-hand side. Click on More Services and there, and then click and um, type Express Route there. Yep.
Express route circuits.
Right. Let's click on it. Then let's try to create one. Done. Okay, that's right. All right. Now, okay, let's give it a name. Select your provider. We're not actually doing an express route because this is going to be a really expensive deal, and we will not be able to finish this as well because we do not have any
Mm-hmm.
routers or anything uh, on our premise, but we just want to get a look and feel.
Okay.
Let's select Airtel. Select there's Airtel, there's Sifi, there's Tata.
Yes.
Select one of them and period and location. You can either select Mumbai or Chennai, one of them. Now, how much bandwidth do you actually want? You can select that. Um, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Awesome. Whether you want standard or premium billing, right? Unlimited or meter. I'm just explaining them because it's all self-explanatory there. Standard or premium, and then now, okay, select a resource group because Express Route is also a resource. Select that and say create it.
Okay.
Anand, I have a question on it.
Sure, man, sure.
See, is there any restrictions like this express route should be in the same geographical location where we are creating it?
Actually, we will prefer to keep it that way because that way, if I really have a lot of bandwidth, then um, well, basically I will not have any bandwidth issues if I keep it in the same geographical location. If I keep it in a different
No, no,
geographical,
I got a question like I have a production site in US and I have disaster recovery in Singapore. So in that scenarios, like, and I have my resource group which is in central US. So I have to keep that particular one in the central US itself, or it should be in some other. Let's say I am getting a
can
express
we?
route service
Also,
provider from.
can you please click on add? Add one more time. I'm going to show or explain some one thing here. Maybe I missed to explain. That will answer Sadiq's question as well. Okay. You see the SKU standard and premium. Now the difference between SKU and standard and premium is that um, with standard, this express route can connect within that geopolitical area. That means if I've created a express route in US, I can have connectivity between various sites like East US, West US, South Central US. So within North America, I can have any kind of connectivity using express route, using that express route. But I will not be able to have express route connectivity between other sites. So if I select premium, that's when I will be able to connect with various geographical regions across geographies. Could be Singapore to US, or US to India, or India to EU, using premium SKU. So in your case, I will select premium SKU and not standard if you have your disaster recovery
Yeah.
solution in Singapore.
Azure, can you click on premium? Let us see that, how it looks.
So you want me to create one more, selecting premium?
I mean, like, there's no drop down, nothing. Kind of. We have to create the new one again, Anand.
Well, that's it. You have SKU standard or premium. You select one of them. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Is this one like modified? Can be modified again? Like, let's say our company decided to have a disaster recovery somewhere else.
Okay. And you want to change it.
No,
I
change it to premium.
Yeah. There isn't an option to change it. But what you can do is definitely create a new one that will create a new service key. So you have to give that to your follow the same procedures in that. You cannot change
Okay.
SKU from premium to standard and toggle between them.
Sure.
Okay, so that's it. Let's close this, Asgar, and click on my first express route. It is currently not provision status, right? The status is not provisioned. Yeah, provisioning status is not provisioned. That's good. So you see the service key on the bottom right hand side of the properties. Service key on the right side.
Yes.
Right. So that is a key that you have to give to your ISP.
Okay.
And then you have to then fill up that as well. So can you click on Microsoft disabled? Click on Microsoft disabled. Microsoft.
Where it is?
Yeah, right on the bottom under service key you see type status. Right there, where your exactly. The last line, Microsoft and disabled. That's it. Click on it.
Right.
And click on it. Now this is what you have to do. Once you have sent it, right? So you need to know what is your peer ASN. You need to know your primary subnet. So your ISP should be able to give this information. This is your public subnets. What are your public subnets? Not the private ones. What are your secondary subnets? What is your VLAN ID? So they may give that information, or you may be also able to get that information from your ISP or the network team. Once that is done, the status will then change to provision. Okay, let's close it. And I think your virtual private gateway is created.
Yes, deployment successful.
Awesome. Okay. Can you click on point to site configuration on one of the tabs that you have? The tab point to site configuration. Point to site. Point to site. On one of the tabs on your browser tabs. Browser.
Yeah.
You already have it open, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th tab. Yeah, click on it. And now that we have already filled all this information, let's click on save.
Okay.
Awesome. Now as soon as
Failed again.
what does it say? To retrieve. Oh, it's
Deployment still in progress. It's not completed.
okay. It's still in progress. It's not. That's why. Okay. All right. All right. Now we can watch a maybe short film or something. It's nothing to do. So as soon as that is done, right, you will go and download the VPN client. And you have the button right there. You see the download VPN client, which is grayed out. Download
Yes.
VPN. You have to click on that and download the VPN client. Double click on it, install it, and that's it. You're good to go, connected.
Okay.
So it's not been 45 minutes, right? Right. Is it done? Okay.
It's reallocating.
Mm. Wow, it's done.
Yes. It still fails.
What is the error? Okay, can we? Are you sure this is the network card?
Yes, it's a web server one machine name.
Okay. Okay. So we have to run the second command as
Done.
well. Now you can RDP with private IP. You are in the LAN now. You are in the Azure LAN.
Okay. So we have stopped the machine.
Okay. Now you have to just RDP to the private IP once you have it.
Yes. Still starting.
Okay.
Okay, it's running now. Yes.
Awesome.
There it is. We got it.
Okay. So that was point to site connectivity made easy.
Yeah.
Could I have
So point to site is particularly from one machine to Azure.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
You can actually give me your certificate, right? Go to your cert store and I will still be able to connect your machine. Give me your certificate.
Uh-huh.
And then you also give me your client machine. I can connect from my laptop as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so expand that personal, yeah, expand that thing. Click on certificates, and you'll see two of them. Right click on the client cert, Azure VPN Client cert. Right click there and say export. Right click export to all tasks. Yeah, all tasks. Export and next and next. Now here you gotta select yes. Export the private key. Let's go back. There's no going back. Cancel it. Redo it.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, great.
Export the private key.
Yes, next. Next, and then you'll actually give a password to me. So make it password enabled. Next, that's the option is in the next screen. Next, yeah. Now check the password box
Yeah.
and type in some password like 123, 123, and confirm the password is 123. Okay, and the next, finish it.
Okay.
So can you send that certificate to me and also the client,
Yes.
also the VNet client as well. Put that in a Google Drive or something and send the link on the chat. So that way is I'll show you how I can connect to your network as well.
Yeah. So we can't transfer it from this chat. Go to meeting.
Nope.
No file sending.
No.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So So how do I use this now?
Let's upload it here. Yeah, we uh, rename the exe to some txt, and then upload it here. Then give permissions to me download the VPN client.
Can I zip these two files without
Yes.
renaming?
Yeah, zip it and yes, we can.
Client cert and VPN. To compress. So you need to drive me. How do I upload it here?
Well, drag and drop. Drag and drop.
Okay.
Drag and drop.
Okay, I'll try that. Data.
That's it.
Uploading one item. Complete.
Right click on data.zip. That's the zip file. That's right click on there. Yeah.
This is different.
Now this is data.zip file, right? This is zip file.
Yeah. Right.
And then
Right click.
Share. Put my name there and click on done. Yeah.
Anand Rao.
Yeah, that's it. And done. Send.
Sam.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just looking at a way to download it. Did you give me permissions to download?
We didn't play anything with the permissions. We shared it.
Okay, click on share. Okay, it's okay. I'm just sharing my screen now.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a download button here. Okay, now that it is downloaded, it's a show in folder. Pick it up, paste it somewhere here. Data.zip, export that. And you need to tell me the password. Data.
12 characters.
So I have to import the certificate into my computer, right? So I say next, and there you go. It asks me for the password. So either you can put in the chat or.
Yeah, I'll put in the chat.
Okay.
I'm updating the password now. I forgot it. I'm resetting it.
Okay. What? How are you resetting it?
We can go to the virtual machine properties and on the down we have reset password option given by you.
No, Asghar, I'm not asking for the VM password. I'm asking for the certificate. PFX.
Oh, certificate password. Okay. It is password. Sorry, it is 12345. 12345.
Okay. Next. Finish. So I should have my certificate in my cert store. And personal certificates. I have a couple of them. I'll just remove all of these. Say yes, and then start out fresh. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next. Finish. Done. So now if I get in here, I have one certificate. That's it. There you go. I'll install my client, VPN client. Okay. So yes, yes. Is this yours? Web SRG? Probably yours.
Yes.
Yeah, we connect to this. What's the problem with the certificate? Certificate could not be found, cannot be used with EAP. Maybe you have to send the other certificate as well. Hmm. You have to send the other certificate.
The other one, root cert.
Yes.
Okay, I will export that also.
It should be already exported on your computer. It's already there.
Okay. Yes, we have that public cert.cer.
Correct, correct.
Okay, I put it on the drive.
Right. Share it with me.
So that comes directly. It's stuck at uploading.
Okay. Should I make you the presenter?
Yeah, please.
No.
I didn't rename it. I'm trying directly .cer.
Okay.
You see here, it says uploading one item and it's
Okay.
stuck there.
It's doing something.
Stuck here. It's not.
Okay. Can you
It's not uploading.
can you rename the extension as a TXT and send it?
Yeah. Yes. It's extension problem.
Okay. Now maybe share it. Yeah.
Yes.
Done right. Okay. Just checking. I got it. Open. It's a download button here. Show in folder. Got. So you are. Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. Done. So if you give me your IP, it is 10.104, right?
Yes.
10.1.04. See, we got connected.
Yeah.
That's how it works, mate.
Right.
So there's point-to-site connectivity. So we know about all connectivity options now. VPC peering, there's point-to-site, there's site-to-site, and express route. Okay. We'll catch up tomorrow unless you got any questions. All right. Thanks, Rajesh. Thank you. Thanks, Adik, and thanks,
Thank
Asgar.
you.
So
Okay. Thank
I'll
you.
just go ahead and upload the video quickly here. It will take some time to translate all of that into MP4 format, and it's quite a big video now, so it will take some time. Yeah. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Take care. You have a good one. Bye bye. Rajesh, please go through the video and let me know if you got any questions. I know we have been, sidetracking here and there, but if you got any questions, please feel free to shoot an email in the middle of the night, and I'll pick up as and when there's an opportunity. Maybe we can talk over a WhatsApp call or something. I'll be happy to get those answered. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.